One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all in, the darkness bind them. Today I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 power metal albums released in 2023. I listened to a lot of power metal bands this year, more than I usually do, so this will be interesting given that this is not one of my preferred subgenres of metal. This was not easy to make because there were a lot of releases this year. Coming in at number 10 is Lovebites with Judgment Day. I chose this album because it's not a typical power metal album. The band is very talented and incorporates many different styles in their songs, but on the surface, it sounds like a power metal album. Most of the songs are very melodic and fast-paced. My favorite song was My Orion. The song had a sound closer to traditional heavy metal, reminiscent of 80s glam metal. So for example, I thought of a female-fronted band like Vixen or maybe even Lita Ford. I might have ranked this album lower than expected, but for me, it's now that I may revisit sometimes. I would not consider myself a mega fan of this band, but they're still very talented, so check them out. Coming in at number 9 is Twilight Force with At the Heart of Wintervale. I chose this album because it's very over the top. It sounds like it could be the soundtrack to a typical Lord of the Rings style movie. Songs are very melodic and they all create epic soundscapes. My favorite song was Dragonborn. The song was very over the top. It sounded like very medieval. I guess that's what I can call it. I guess imagine a bunch of knights going to a tavern and celebrating that they killed the dragon, that type of sound. Very happy, very upbeat. I've heard a lot of other channels give this a lot of praise. I might have ranked it a little lower than some others, but that was because I like power metal with a little bit more of a metal crunch in their sound, but it's still very good. Coming in at number 8 is Nanowar of Steel with Dislike to False Metal. I chose this because it was the most entertaining album out of all of them if you're in the mood for something that's not serious. The album is mostly parodies of other bands and mostly of the power metal genre. My favorite song was Pasadena 1994. I chose this song because it was about the World Cup, but in the style of Sabaton. So it was almost like a metal band version of a Weird Al Yankovic parody, but it was soccer players in a war, that type of thing. I probably have this higher than other power metal fans, only because I like the silliness of the album. The band is not trying to hide it, so check it out if you're looking for something entertaining. Coming in number 7 is Frozen Crown with Call of the North. I chose this album because it's a power metal leaning towards symphonic metal, but what I also like about this band is they are not afraid to play some heavy guitar riffs, and that makes this band stand out amongst so many others. My favorite song was Black Heart. The song is a big sound with melodic backing vocals mixed with heavier guitar riffs. They're fairly new. They formed in about 2017. They're from Italy. They are a female-fronted band. They've also released 4 albums, so pretty impressive. Coming in at number 6 is Ad Infinitum with Chapter 3, Downfall. I chose this band because I thought the songs were memorable. The band might not be a true power metal band, but they're more symphonic metal with hints of metalcore. I thought they would fit within the context of this list. This is the 3rd chapter of a concept album about some futuristic society that has something to do with ancient Egypt or something like that. I don't know the story, but it was something like that. My favorite song was Somewhere Better. My original score was a 7.5 out of 10, and I think I wouldn't change that. It has held up very well. And the lead singer, Melissa Bonney, has a really great vocal range. Coming in at number 5 is Bloodbound with Tales from the North. This was another band that I reviewed when it came out. I chose this because I feel that they have some good songwriting skills. The songs are pretty catchy and memorable. The band also has a unique appearance, and the singer has horns on his head. My favorite song was Drink with the Gods. So this song is about men drinking in celebration, pouring mead, drinking and shouting, getting ready for battle. The song is more of a folk metal type of song. The chorus, very catchy, very cheesy, but so is most of his music. The band is pretty consistent. I discovered this band when I bought one of their CDs. That was Rise of the Dragon Empire, and which is probably like the most power metal sounding album titles I've ever heard. But anyway, check out this band. Coming in number 4 is Camelot with The Awakening. I chose this album because it was one of the few albums that I liked a lot better when I revisited in preparation for this list. The songs had held up very well. My only complaint was it felt a little too long, and the last few songs did drag a little, but my favorite song was One More Flag in the Ground. I chose that song because it was very epic with some Middle Eastern sounds and a big chorus. I thought it was an excellent album considering they had been around for a long time. This was one of those albums that I was not sure would make the list at first, but to my surprise, I have it ranked higher than expected. Coming in at number 3 is Majesty with Back to Attack. I chose this band because it was one of the albums that was recommended to me by the Fire Burns Within channel. I did a full review of it. I thought it was very cheesy and over the top. My favorite song was Demon War. I chose this song because it was darker and heavier. The vocals were a little more aggressive and the chorus was very catchy. It made me think of a demon war with a bunch of demons dressed in camouflage gear, holding fiery rifles, and that was the image that came to mind. I recommend it because some songs sound more like traditional heavy metal, some are more darker, some are heavier, and other songs have more of that fast-paced drum work and power metal sound. It's cheesy, but not too bad. Coming in number 2 is Primal Fear with Code Red. I chose this album because they are labeled as a power metal band, but I feel they're closer to traditional heavy metal, similar to a band like Judas Priest, but they still have some power metal sound to them, similar to Halloween. So my favorite song was Their Gods Have Failed. I chose this because it starts like a modern Iron Maiden song with a melodic intro, then gets very epic with cleaner guitars in the verses, softer vocals. It's just packed with different ideas, and I think it's one of the best on the album. Coming in at number 1 is Angra with Cycles of Pain. I chose this because it is a power metal mixed with progressive metal with some traditional Brazilian music mixed in as well. They were able to blend these genres perfectly. The album also has concepts dealing with different forms of pain. My favorite song was Gods of the World. I like the song because it has the complexity and progressive time changes of a band like Dream Theater. It was mixed with a power metal sound, also had some heavy, crunchy guitar riffs and neoclassical solos. Songs about world leaders and wars. I regret not being able to do a full review of this album because it was very good. I definitely recommend it if you like progressive metal. And that's my top 10 list. Check out some of the full reviews of the albums mentioned here. They'll be right around there. Let me know your picks for the best power metal albums of the year in the comments below, and we'll compare our lists. Don't forget to leave a video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel for more metal content like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.